Right here we can see our two vacuum generators. Here's one right here which controls the vacuum of my swing gun, and this one here controls the vacuum of my setter gun. So to do this, we do one at a time. You'll see a tube connected into the top fitting here. So disconnect that one. Just push the ring in and pull the tube out. And then right in the middle right here, we'll push the ring in. And you can see this tube actually has a Y fitting. Always remember that the tube that's coming off the Y fitting always goes to the middle port. Only do one vacuum generator at a time, okay? You don't want to confuse where your tubes go. There is a single Allen screw right here, right in the middle, which mounts it to the frame of the machine. Remove it. It's a 3mm. Pull that off. And now we'll just get our vacuum generator out of the machine. And here's our vacuum generator. I cut video. Now, looking at our vacuum generator, it's very simple. Air comes into the top, creates a vacuum in the middle. All unnecessary or unneeded air gets exhausted out this manifold here, okay? Now you can see labeled on one side is a small schematic labeled 1, 2, and 3. 3 is, the position of 3 is where the exhaust is. That's where this goes on, because you'll be removing all 3 of these to clean this out. Number 2 is an elbow fitting, and it's usually facing straight up, just like that is. And then number 1 is where the air comes in. So now to get these off, each one of these is actually, this gray piece actually is a swivel point. So we got to anchor that with our adjustable wrench. And we're going to remove these fittings by simply grabbing your 10mm box combination wrench. And then we'll remove this fitting. The swivel does not come off. And we'll secure it to this one here. Set our 10mm here, and unscrew this one here. Just like that. You can see they're both the same fitting. And now we want to remove this as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to set our adjustable wrench to here. I'm going to grab a secondary adjustable wrench. I'm going to put it right on this 90-degree elbow point. And then start to unscrew it. You'll have to reposition your adjustable wrenches just like this. Once you get it loose enough, you can pretty much use your hands to redo the rest. So we'll just secure this. I think that's loose enough where I can actually just hold the swivel with my one hand. Yep, not yet. A little bit more. There we go. I think we got it now. So now I'll unscrew this from it. Over time, what will happen is as air is brought in through here, dust and micro particles are actually being deposited and clogging up this middle port, so my vacuum is really, really light, very, very, not even strong enough. It's kind of like what I mentioned earlier, like rolling your car window up. If you roll your car window up, you're actually decreasing the amount of vacuum inside the car. If you shine a flashlight inside of this middle port, you'll probably see a lot of dirt and dust. And what you should see is a shiny green shaft in the back. You can see when I shine a flashlight into this middle port here, you see how dirty that is? How much dirt and corruption and stuff has gotten caught in there. It needs to be cleaned out. When we do clean this out, this will be shiny green. You want to use compressed air. Or you can actually dip this whole assembly in some 70% isopropyl alcohol and then blow it out. Okay? All right, so I'm going to... Using my air compressor tube, what I will do, if you have like an adjustable shutoff valve in line, you could open that up just a little bit to provide air outside this, coming out of this tube here. Just go a little bit more. And what I want to do is go through each one of these ports right here, blowing that out. And now what we'll do, we'll take a look at inside of this thing and see how clean we got it. After cleaning out, you can see from blowing it out, it's actually, we got that nice shiny green shaft going on right there. When you finally get that, now if it's very stubborn and it doesn't come out, then you probably want to dip this in a little bit of isopropyl alcohol for about 20 minutes, letting the alcohol dissolve some of that particulate out, and then blow it out again. Make sure it's completely dry until you get that nice shiny green shaft. Once that's done, now it's time to put our assembly back together. And again, we want to start with the manifold here. By the way, it's a good idea to actually blow this out as well. Just put your air tube right on here and let it shoot air through it. That'll get the dust out with a muffler. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look on my schematic here, and you got to remember this goes on number 3. So find the number 3, which is kind of hard to see here, but it's right here, 1 and 2 and 3. And that's where this one goes. So we'll secure this. And you want to make sure it's tight. So again, set your combination wrenches or your adjustable wrenches to this again. And then just tighten it up. You can cover there. It's also a good idea, if you haven't already, to blow these fittings out too. You want to remember, you want to blow your fittings out once a year because they will start getting a lot of dust inside there. We'll go ahead and secure this one to this top. And these are both the same types of fittings, so it doesn't matter which one goes in which one. There we go. And then this one in the middle. And then we'll use our number 10 and our adjustable wrench. And we'll tighten this one up first. Okay. And we'll do the top one. There we go. All right, now what you want to do is this one with the schematic facing the back for this vacuum generator. This goes to the behind the vacuum generator. This one faces towards this one, and this faces up. All right, now what we'll do, we'll remount our vacuum generator to the machine. Now you can see the one on the right has the model of the vacuum generator sticking out towards you. That tells you that how these fittings get positioned. On the other vacuum generator, you can see that the schematic is facing front. That's on the left. That's key to knowing how these go back together. So now what I'll do is I'll take my long Allen bolt. There's 2 holes that this can go into. If I put it on the lower hole, you can see that my vacuum generator sits too high. Just like that. You can see right here the 2 holes. Here's my mount hole right here, where the Allen screw will affix this to it. And if knowing which hole to put the Allen screw in, if I set it in the bottom section, my vacuum generator sits way too high. So it's obvious that it goes into this one here. And we'll start to find the hole. You can cut video. And then what we'll do, we'll take our 3mm, I use the long end, and start to snug it up. There we go. And now what we'll do, we'll reattach our tubes. Remember, this tube that has the Y fitting goes into the middle. Just push it all the way into the fitting. Make sure it's all the way in there. And this top tube, which is up here, goes into the top. And that's it. And then we would go on to this other one, okay? Disconnect the tubings, take that out, and perform the same maintenance. And then once we got both of these clean, then it's time to put our shell back on. So we'll come back over to here, we'll grab our shell, put it work to the front. Ready? Okay. You recording? Okay, now when you put the shell on, you probably want to have 2 people to help guide you in place. You want to go down slowly, making sure you don't break the emergency stop button. Make sure everything's out of the way. There we go. Set it down, and then put your screws back in.